Okay, this next part might be a little bit scary, especially for those of you living in California. But eventually, someone is going to expect your business to make a profit. And this is not just me being super East Coast, and yes, Bessemer invests all the time in consumer businesses that wait sometimes years to monetize. And that's cool. We're cool with that. But I'm just saying, eventually, Wall Street or a late stage acquirer, somebody is going to start asking you for those 3 little letters, LTV. They'll want to know the lifetime value of your customers. And we all know the formula for lifetime value. Repeat after me. Lifetime value is 3 years of revenue, or wait, is it 5 years? And is it revenue or is it gross profit or operating profit? And do you discount it? And what is a discount rate? Here's the secret. There is no standard definition of LTV. Every investor, every entrepreneur thinks about it a little bit differently. And maybe that's because it's kind of a ridiculous notion that you could actually know your customer's lifetime value. What was the LTV of an Amazon customer in 1995? It was certainly a lot more than the size of their bookshelf, but if you didn't have a time machine, there was no way to know that. I think we're all using LTV to ask 3 different questions. First, do you have margins? Like real margins? Or are you planning on running more of a Ponzi scheme over time? Your revenue is just a vanity metric. What really matters is your true variable profit as you grow. TVP. Don't look it up. This is not an accounting term. This is a stare in the mirror and stop lying to yourself term. Figure out how much it costs you to actually deliver every dollar of revenue. Now for this exercise, you can ignore all upfront costs to acquire a customer and onboard them. They matter, of course, but we'll get to those later. Start with revenue for a given customer interaction. And then remove the cost of goods sold, the COGS, just as any accountant would tell you to do. Then, remove the cost of everything else variable, whether or not the accountant tells you you have to. Your payment fees, your shipping fees. Ask yourself, at 10 times this volume, will you have much more of this cost? Then it's likely a variable cost. Removing these allows you to estimate your true variable profit, at least initially. Now, if you're like most startups, there are 1,000 things you can do to improve your TVP over time. Some of these we classify as obvious and easily achievable. Like if you're an e-commerce company, you shouldn't serve the entire world out of one distribution center. You will open more, it just takes time and a little effort, but you know you can get better. Some of these are much fuzzier, like when you wave your hands and say, with just a little bit of AI, this process will get more efficient. Or maybe network effects might show up someday. And while we wouldn't bet against those, we don't think it's appropriate to make long-term decisions based on gains that you haven't exactly identified how they'll show up. Better to be pleasantly surprised if they do. Congratulations, now you know your TVP. Never again will you have to make a decision without knowing if you're actually making a profit from your revenue. And let's hope the number is positive. Otherwise, we have to have a slightly trickier conversation. The next thing investors really want to know when they're asking you for your LTV is how the profit flows from your customer as you get more and more involved with them over time. Think about it this way. Draw a cumulative profit curve. Starting on day 1, you earn some amount of profit from every customer. Then over time, as they come back again and again, you'll see that curve slope steadily upwards, straightening out for your loyal customers. This shows you the total profit you can earn from your customers over a given period of time. Now that you know how this profit line looks over time, you can make much smarter decisions about how to invest to acquire and onboard new customers. Let's say you invest at this level. Thinking about that line as the total payback required, you can see where it intersects with your profit line, and that shows you a 3-month payback. Now, I'm a venture capitalist, which means I know almost nothing about real finance. But if I'm running a business going after unpredictable, lazy, fickle human beings, I don't necessarily want to invest 12 months of upfront acquisition cost and onboarding to see that money paid back a year from now. Typically, if we're working with consumer businesses, we'll advise them to solve for paybacks of 6 months or even 3 months or under. Otherwise, that dollar might be better invested in their product. So the third, and maybe most important thing investors are really asking you when they ask for your LTV, is how big this business could ever get, really. If you're only earning dollars from consumers of true variable profit, it might be hard to build a big business, and you might be careful about raising venture capital. If, on the other hand, your business can earn hundreds or even 1,000 or more dollars from a consumer, and it appeals to a mass market, then call us immediately. Bessemer operators are standing by.